Have you noticed that the words on your phone are becoming a little harder to read? That driving at night feels more uncomfortable than it used to, or that you need brighter light just to read the newspaper? Maybe you have started squinting at faces across the room, or perhaps bright headlights bother your eyes more than they did a few years ago. If you are over 60, please pay attention, because changes in eyesight should never simply be dismissed as, well, I'm getting older. Today, I want to show you one surprisingly simple fruit that can be part of an eye-healthy diet, and more importantly, I want to explain why the nutrients inside it matter. It is inexpensive, easy to find, and you may already walk past it every week at the grocery store without realizing what it contains. Stay with me until the end, because I'm also going to explain how to eat it as part of a sensible routine, what other foods can support your eyes, and one major health issue that can quietly threaten your vision even if you are eating all the right foods. Hello, my friends. Write comment yes if you are ready to watch. Today we are talking about something incredibly precious, your eyesight. Before we begin, I have a question for you. What change in your vision worries you the most right now? Is it blurry vision, difficulty seeing at night, sensitivity to bright lights, trouble reading small print, or simply the fear that your eyesight may decline as you get older? Tell me in the comments, along with your age and the country you are watching from. And if you are watching from the United States, press the hype button if it is available to you. I always enjoy seeing how far our community reaches. If you are new here, subscribe as well, because our goal is to make complicated health information easier for older adults and their families to understand. Now, why should you care so much about what you eat for your eyes? Because your eyes are remarkably active organs. At the back of each eye is a thin layer of tissue called the retina. It receives light and converts that information into signals your brain can interpret as the world you see. Those retinal cells are constantly working, and that activity contributes to oxidative stress. You can think of oxidative stress a little like the wear that develops in a machine that runs continuously. Your body has antioxidant defenses that help protect its tissues, but aging can change the balance between oxidative stress and those protective systems. This does not mean that every eyesight problem is caused by aging or nutrition. Cataracts, glaucoma, age-related macular degeneration, diabetic eye disease, medication effects, and many other conditions can affect vision, which is why regular eye examinations become so important as we get older. If you suddenly lose vision, develop severe eye pain, see new flashes or many new floaters, or notice a curtain-like shadow across your vision, do not wait for dietary changes to help. Seek urgent medical care. But for long-term eye health, nutrition deserves attention. And there is one tiny part of your retina that I especially want you to understand. Because once you understand it, today's food choices will make much more sense. It is called the macula. The macula is responsible for the detailed central vision you rely on when you read a book, recognize someone's face, look at your phone, or perform tasks requiring fine visual detail. The macula contains pigments that include two important carotenoids called lutein and zeaxanthin. These compounds are concentrated in the eye, and your body obtains them through diet. That is one reason foods containing carotenoids are frequently discussed as part of an eye-healthy eating pattern. But remember, healthy eyesight is never about one magical nutrient or one magical food. It is the combination of nutrition, blood sugar management, blood pressure control, physical activity, not smoking, UV protection, and appropriate eye care that matters. So which fruit are we talking about today? It is the kiwi fruit. Yes, that small brown fruit with bright green flesh. It may not look as dramatic as some exotic superfoods, but kiwi contains an interesting combination of nutrients, including vitamin C and carotenoids such as lutein and zeaxanthin. That combination is why I think kiwi deserves a place in a conversation about foods that can contribute to a balanced, eye-friendly diet. Now, I want to make something very clear. Kiwi does not cure macular degeneration. It does not remove cataracts. It does not restore eyesight that has already been permanently lost. No responsible health professional should promise you that one fruit can do those things. What food can do is provide nutrients your body uses to maintain normal function, and over the long term, dietary patterns rich in fruits and vegetables are associated with many health benefits. That distinction is important. Let's look first at vitamin C. Kiwi is well known as a vitamin C-rich fruit. Vitamin C functions as an antioxidant and contributes to normal tissue health. Your eyes are continually exposed to light and metabolic activity, so antioxidant-rich foods make sense as part of an overall healthy dietary pattern. Instead of thinking, kiwi will fix my eyesight, I want you to think, kiwi is one useful food I can include in a diet that supports my overall health, including my eyes. Then we have lutein and zeaxanthin. These are particularly interesting because they accumulate in the macula. If you have ever heard people describe them as the eye's internal sunglasses, that is an easy way to visualize their role, although the actual biology is more complicated. They help filter certain wavelengths of light and have antioxidant properties. Your original script correctly centered much of its explanation around the macula and these pigments. But here's where I want you to avoid a common mistake. Do not hear the words number one fruit and decide that you need to eat huge quantities of kiwi. More is not automatically better. For many people, one kiwi incorporated into a varied diet can be a perfectly reasonable choice. Your overall eating pattern matters far more than trying to consume excessive amounts of one particular food. And kiwi should not be alone on your plate. Think of it as one member of a much larger team. Blueberries, for example, contain anthocyanins, the pigments responsible for their deep blue-purple color. Oranges and other citrus fruits provide vitamin C. Avocado provides healthy unsaturated fats and carotenoids. Dark leafy vegetables such as spinach and kale are particularly valuable sources of lutein and zeaxanthin. Eggs also contain these carotenoids, and their fat content can assist their absorption. Fish such as salmon provides omega-3 fatty acids and other nutrients that fit comfortably into many heart and eye conscious dietary patterns. Here is a simple way to make this practical. Imagine breakfast tomorrow morning. Instead of reaching automatically for a sugary pastry, perhaps you have oatmeal or yogurt with berries and sliced kiwi. At lunch, you might prepare a salad with leafy greens, colorful vegetables, and some avocado or another source of healthy fat. Later in the day, whole fruit can replace a highly processed snack. Nothing extreme, nothing complicated, and certainly no miracle regimen. Just small decisions repeated consistently. Now I want to ask you something. How many different colors of fruits and vegetables did you eat yesterday? Really think about it. Was your plate mostly beige and brown, or did you have greens, reds, oranges, blues, and yellows? Tell me in the comments. Sometimes simply paying attention to variety is the first step toward improving the quality of what we eat. There is another issue that becomes especially important for older adults, and ignoring it can undermine eye health regardless of how many healthy fruits you eat. That issue is blood sugar. Chronically elevated blood glucose can damage tiny blood vessels, including those in the retina. Diabetes is a major risk factor for diabetic retinopathy, and people with diabetes need appropriate medical care and regular eye examinations. If you have diabetes or prediabetes, do not assume that because something is a fruit, you can eat unlimited amounts of it. Portion size, your overall meal, medications, and your individual glucose response all matter. Work with your doctor or dietitian to determine what is appropriate for you. This is also why I don't want you leaving this video believing that eyesight can be protected by food alone. Take care of the entire system. Manage your blood pressure. Follow your diabetes treatment plan if you have one. Stay physically active at a level appropriate for your health. Avoid smoking. Protect your eyes from excessive ultraviolet exposure with appropriate sunglasses. And most importantly, have regular comprehensive eye examinations, because some serious eye diseases can begin before you notice obvious symptoms. Now, if you have been watching because your vision is already blurry, please don't simply buy a bag of kiwi and postpone seeing an eye care professional. Blurry vision can have many causes. Sometimes the solution is as straightforward as updating a glasses prescription, but sometimes it can indicate cataracts, retinal disease, glaucoma, diabetes-related changes, or another condition that deserves attention. Food supports health. It does not replace diagnosis or treatment. For those of you who still have good vision, however, this is precisely when healthy habits matter. Prevention isn't dramatic. It doesn't usually produce an overnight transformation that makes a sensational before and after photograph. It is much quieter than that. It is the kiwi you add to breakfast, the leafy greens you eat at lunch, the walk you take in the afternoon, the blood pressure you keep under control, the cigarette you don't smoke, the sunglasses you remember to wear, and the eye appointment you don't postpone. Those choices may seem small individually, but healthy aging is built from small choices repeated thousands of times. So, if I were creating a simple eye-friendly grocery basket, kiwi would certainly have a place in it, but it would sit beside blueberries, oranges, leafy greens, avocado, eggs, colorful vegetables, and other nutritious whole foods. That is a far more realistic strategy than searching for one miracle ingredient. And there is one more reason I like this approach for seniors. It is achievable. You don't need an expensive supplement cabinet or a complicated morning routine. You need consistency. Start with something you can actually maintain. Maybe tomorrow you add kiwi or berries to breakfast. Perhaps this week you buy spinach instead of another processed side dish. Maybe you schedule the eye examination you've been putting off. Those are meaningful actions. If you're still watching, I want you to answer one question in the comments. What is one thing you will change this week to take better care of your eyes? Maybe you'll add more colorful foods, check your blood sugar more consistently, wear sunglasses outdoors, or finally book that eye appointment. Writing down the action you plan to take can make it feel more concrete. And if you're watching from the USA, press that hype button if you see it. If you're watching from Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, Pakistan, India, South Africa, or anywhere else in the world, tell me your country below. I love seeing older adults and families from different parts of the world learning together. Before you leave, remember the most important message from today's video. There is no single fruit that guarantees perfect eyesight. Kiwi stands out as a nutritious fruit containing vitamin C and eye-relevant carotenoids, but protecting your vision requires the bigger picture: a varied diet, good metabolic health, regular activity, appropriate sun protection, and professional eye care. Your eyes have allowed you to see the faces you love, the places you've traveled, your children and grandchildren, sunsets, photographs, books, and thousands of ordinary moments that become precious with time. Taking care of them deserves more than waiting until something goes wrong. If this video gave you useful information, press the like button so more older adults can find it. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications because we have many more practical senior health videos coming. Share this video with a friend, spouse, parent, or family member who wants to protect their eyesight as they age. And before you go, leave your age, country, and the biggest change you've noticed in your eyesight in the comments. I read your responses, and they help shape the health topics we cover next. Take care of yourself, take care of your eyes, and remember, healthy aging isn't about finding one miracle. It's about making better choices, one day at a time. I'll see you in the next video.